Two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
All right.
Write this down.
So Write That Down Wednesday here. The OG edition of Write That Down on Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd, with a database of predictions that goes back a decade, stats going back to 2018. A lot of wrong stuff over the years, gentlemen.
Yes.
But here's how it works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate, like our friends Tony and Charles are about to, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app, and we'll get you scheduled for sometime in the coming weeks here. So, boys, are you guys ready here on this Thanksgiving Eve to be held accountable?
Absolutely. Every
Always.
Wednesday. Christmas, Thanksgiving, doesn't matter.
And nobody made a Daniel Jones prediction last week because that wasn't like a thing, right? He didn't get released until Friday, so
Correct.
Nope. I think the Schefter report came out Sunday morning.
yeah, it's kind of a shame we didn't get to make Daniel Jones predictions. We'll start with Judd. You said Penn State would beat the Gophers and cover the 11.5-point spread because you didn't have any faith.
Yep. I should have known they'd blow it.
I
late.
tried to tell you.
I should have known that PJ would very questionably handle the game management and the clock, but I didn't listen to myself.
And then you faded another Minnesota sports team by saying that Minnesota United would lose to LA Galaxy this last weekend. 6-2.
They got annihilated.
Any
So
empty netters?
I don't think they pulled the goal. No, I don't think
Well,
so.
sometimes the goalie will come up and they do kind of pull the goal.
Okay, all right, yeah. No, I got you.
And then you just kick it over his head.
I'll
and
take
it
the green,
rolls.
okay? I'll just take the green. I don't need anything special.
All right, I said Luka Garza would score at least 1 point against the Raptors. I thought it might be a Wolves blowout, but
No.
alas. Instead, you had Wolves players playing dodgeball with each other and fighting. The Gophers, I said, would beat Penn State. I feel like I was kind of on that one. I feel like I got robbed on that one.
Oh, you did by the head coach.
The Gophers gophered. And I said Anthony Edwards would drop 50 points within the first month of the season. It'd be nice if he would show up at some point for the season. He's kind of here, but not really.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about on Flagrant House today. I did say the Celtics and Wolves would combine for at least 93 point attempts, a high for a Wolves game, and they did. It was 96 launched threes in that game. It's ridiculous. Listeners, Dylan said T.J. Hawkinson would score his first touchdown against the Bears this weekend. Jake said Minnesota United would beat LA Galaxy. And Josh said over the next 4 games, starting with Colts, the Vikings will go exactly 3-1. No faith. 4-0.
Yeah, good point.
Super negative. Declan, you said the Wild would post a shutout sometime in the last week. And we are correcting you went back and listened, and apparently I said directly to you that this was a home run when you made the prediction. Emmanuel Clase will finish top 3 in Cy Young voting. So we are correcting that to a home run.
I abstained from that discussion.
And crowdsourcing, just if that's worth anything. Our comments all agree.
We just want to get it right. We just want to get it right.
Yeah. I'm glad you agreed to it at the time, Phil.
Yep, absolutely.
So with between now and the end of the season, which is the Super Bowl, we have a very tight race. I'm at 333 for batting average. Declan at 330. Listeners at 308. Judd at 293. It is anyone's batting average race, and even more so, it's anyone's home run race. Listeners and Judd with 11 apiece. Declan and myself with 10 home runs apiece. So this is as bundles as it's been this late in the season. And then all-time stats, Declan batting 355, leads everybody by a mile. Judd 347 career hits. Listeners with 66 career home runs. So there's your accountability session. Let's get Tony and Charles in here, debuting on Write That Down. Charles, tell us about yourselves. What's going on in the world of Minnesota sports over there for you guys?
Well, Tony's the man of the hour. He's a super fan. He watches every episode. I turn it on for him in his room every night when we get him into bed. And we saw you guys recently at Padrags for the the live show, and we asked Declan if we could come on because Tony's been dreaming of this for a long time. So he's ready. He's loaded.
Love it, man. Hey, when did Tony first become a Minnesota sports fan? Do we know?
We're definitely lifelong sports fans. I would say that probably the same time we were minted as super fans would be the 87 World Series.
Okay.
Which ages this a little bit, but fortunately we were able to see some men's teams in the Twin Cities win some titles.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 39, and I barely remember Dan Gladden stepping on the plate in 91. So if you're under the age of 40 in this town.
That was great, man. You should have been there.
Right.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. You guys, Judd just bouncing around.
Yeah. Young
15
Judd.
beers deep after game 6.
I had to go back to work.
Well, 87. Were you working 87?
No, but I was 17.
Okay.
Oh, that's prime. God, I would be such a mess.
I actually had to drive home.
On the World Series.
Solo ticket, had to drive home with no drinking.
Yeah, I was sick,
Good,
so I only
responsible.
had one beer that day.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So Charles and Tony, we'll start with you guys. We'll each go around the room and make 3 predictions, one at a time. So why don't you guys fire away? It can, and what we talked about before the show, it could be an individual prediction, or you could parlay some things together. Totally up to you. What is your first prediction?
So yeah, we're gonna take a swing at this parlay,
Okay.
and I'll throw all 3 at you. So Tony says Darnold will get 30 plus combined TDs. The Wolves will make the playoffs as a lower half seed, and the Wild will have at least 2 30-goal scorers.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah. And that for the Wolves one, the lower half seed will say like 5 or lower.
Right.
So because they were, well, at this point, just getting to the playoffs might be the goal for our Timberwolves.
Boldy and Kaprizov, 30 plus.
What are they at right now, Judd, off the top of your head?
Kaprizov is among the leaders, I think. He's double digits. I think he's low. I think he's like 12 goals or something like that.
Yeah, Boldy.
But it's very possible they could both score 30.
Kaprizov.
Write this down.
Okay. Judd, what's your first prediction?
There's 2 things I know about Gopher football. One is late in games, PJ Fleck is going to blow it. The more important the game, the worse his decisions are going to be. But that's not my write that down. My write that down is they will win their bowl game because they always win their bowl game. And it's usually some meaningless bowl game. So the Gopher football team will win its bowl game, Declan.
I know that's a positive prediction, but this feels personal, Dex,
yes,
with Judd and the Gopher.
Just manage the game.
I love both
better.
of you. I mean, Phil's not a lifelong. He's a recent season ticket holder. He's a proud U of M alum. Judd is just like this masochist against PJ Fleck in our text thread, and write that down. I love observing it from afar.
Did you see what? Just text Twitter texter. Did you see what PJ did in the 3rd quarter?
Phil is in the club seats, okay? Like, let's be very clear about this. He's sipping wine.
Yeah, which means I have committed more to my Gophers fandom.
It means you should be committed, but that's a different story.
No,
I mean committed.
Judd, I am against my better judgment paying more for Gopher season tickets than I probably should.
What I said is you should be committed for that act because I don't understand it.
Oh, come on.
You should be committed.
I see. The other definition
of
committed
the other definition of committed.
Got it.
Judd's right there, yeah.
Okay.
Write this down.
All right. I'll make a Wolves-related prediction. So yesterday was a career high in minutes for Rob Dillingham. He played 24 minutes. So write this down. Between now and next week's write that down, Rob Dillingham will play at least 25 minutes in a game. I think we're going to see more Dilly minutes. So 25 minutes or more for Rob Dillingham between now and next week's write that down.
I think he starts tonight.
Boy, if he plays 25 minutes last night, they might have won that game.
Yeah,
but didn't need him in overtime, after. Okay, I'll make a Turkey of the Year prediction. I'll go on the record here officially.
Okay.
Patrick Royce's Turkey of the Year column. Now, he told us that he has picked the turkey as of earlier this week.
Yep.
We don't know who it is. We did our prediction sort of pregame show yesterday. I think he's gonna piss some people off with this. But I predict, write this down, that Patrick Royce's Turkey of the Year will be Cheryl Reeve. She's never won it. She's always been one of the best coaches in the country, per her sport. Took a team that probably shouldn't have gone to the WNBA Finals all the way to the WNBA Finals, but Pat likes to needle Cheryl, And I think he's going to needle her for complaining about officiating, not drafting Angel Reese. There's a couple things to go at her for, and just giving her the turkey of the year in a year in which no one sees it coming. So that's my prediction.
Solid.
Okay, back to Tony and Charles here.
Yeah, so this one will be a single, and we're going to refer to that Gophers bowl game. Tony seems to think they're going to win because he says regardless of who we play, they're going to score over 25 points.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
I like it.
I love it. I think
That's tracking. That's
I think
exactly
getting
right.
this program back on track
Yeah.
with a victory in the. We should pull up a list of bowl games here. Let's see.
That it's going to be the Toledo championship week that week.
Toledo.
Miami of Ohio
Boy.
championship week.
I mean, there are so many. The bowl games start on like the 14th. The Cricket Celebration Bowl is on December 14th. If the Gophers, per Tony's prediction, put up 25 points in the IS-4S Salute to Veterans Bowl or the Scooters Coffee
If he's
Frisco
got it,
Bowl,
then he wins.
let's make
He's
it
got the
happen.
point.
Let's do it.
Love it, Tony.
Yeah.
How about the Art of Sport LA Bowl hosted by Gronk on
Yep.
December 18th? 25
we'll-
points.
Can't wait.
Oh, I won't even start.
There's 100 more that I could go through here, but all right, back to Judd.
All right. So I was at the Wolves lost to the Rockets last night, and something's amiss there. Something's amiss beyond the fact that they're not playing well. Beyond there's just something chemistry wise. There's something wrong. So write this down. Julius Randle will be traded before the February 6th deadline. So the trade deadline is the 6th. I don't know if he's not happy with his contractual situation, which probably should be talked about a little bit more because he is going into a player option. But there's just something off about the whole thing. And it's funny because the Dillingham factor was partially based on just enthusiasm for playing basketball. So I think Julius Randle, DiVincenzo is really struggling. That's a separate story in my opinion. But I think Julius Randle gets traded before the deadline.
Yeah, because there's no
Because I don't
way
think he's coming back, and it just doesn't
No.
feel. It's just off,
But
which
if
is very
the thing is,
disappointing
like,
to me.
if he's not, and by the way, Naz Reid has had some clunkers this year too, so it's going to be on him at some point to prove that he can start at some point and play 30 plus minutes and not just be
Yep.
a 23 minutes guy.
Yep.
But I just don't see if you're looking forward with this franchise, and if Julius Randle is only here for 1 year, I don't care about his contract. I don't care about how much money he makes. I don't care
Correct.
about his feelings. If playing Naz Reid in overtime over Julius Randle is the right thing to do, you should play Naz Reid.
Correct.
There's this weird like pecking order that's been created here that they need to move off of. Okay, Dex.
I'm going to need Judd to take off his headphones for this next prediction.
I'll mute myself. Mute the things. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, write this down. Judd will tweet or text us a physical photo of his Star Tribune paper tomorrow.
Yes. Okay.
Judd will. I think
That's a
he'll
great
tweet it, but I want the point if he just texts it to us. I know that's a little bit of a cop out,
Okay.
but Judd will physically show us that he has his Star Tribune Star Tribune paper of the Turkey of the Year on his Twitter page, or he'll text it to us tomorrow.
I love this prediction. It's great. Okay. You can come back in
Judd.
here now. Yep.
All right.
You good?
Let's see if it
Okay.
comes off the board right
Let's
now.
see. Let's see. Is it
Couldn't
going to come
hear a
off the board
thing.
now? I don't know.
Couldn't hear a thing. Nope. Because I am going to.
It could come off the board at any time.
Nope. Because I'm going to clock the ball for the rest of the show. I'm gonna clock the ball.
Be careful. Oh.
Write this down.
I don't think it's going to come off the board during the show. But okay, write this down. Let's go with this one. Rob Dillingham. I'm with Dex. I think we're going to see. You made the minutes prediction. So Rob Dillingham's career high right now is 14 points. But he goes on these heaters where he's not afraid to shoot the ball 10 times in a quarter. Rob Dillingham will drop 20 points in a game by Christmas, like Christmas Day game included. So by the end of Christmas Day,
Okay.
Rob Dillingham will drop 20 points in a game.
Okay.
So not a home run because he's going to get some minutes here, but
Yeah.
we're gonna see a little breakout from
Write this down.
Dilly Dilly. Okay, back to Tony and Charles for the third and final prediction for you.
Cool. We got 3 Twins topics that I'll shoot at you here.
Yeah.
And I'll do these. I'm going to reorder them for Tony so that they're in actual order of what would occur. So we're going to say A-Rod will become a minority owner of the new Twins ownership group. The Twins will clean house for management, which is Pres GM manager. the whole deal. And then he thinks Buxton's going to get 30 dingers this coming year.
Oh, man.
Upheaval at Target Field. I love
the reckless. I'll hit Tony with the reckless speculation on. So A-Rod, just per some people behind the scenes, is not super interested in Twins ownership, but that would be like majority ownership. Coming in, if let's say they get the Wolves and he's in town and stuff, I could see give me like a little 5% slice and he already owns the Twins from, like the 2009 playoffs, but to actually own a slice. Yeah. So awesome. Tony and Charles, great work. Just slinging some predictions out there. Since you have this life-changing platform right now, is there anyone you'd like to thank on this Thanksgiving week?
Yeah, Tony wants to thank our mother. He wants to thank me, of course, because I'm his favorite brother. And then our other brother, I guess, is okay too. And he wants to thank you guys since he's wanted to do this for so long. So
awesome. Man.
Thanks,
well, you guys rock. Thanks for we see you guys at events, and we saw you at Padres.
Great jersey
back,
too.
And
love the jersey.
The North Stars themed wild jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend, and we'll definitely see you again sometime. All right.
Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, you guys.
Thanksgiving, dudes.
There's Charles and Tony coming in here. Let's go around the room and make our final predictions here, boys. Judd.
All right. We have, not surprisingly, already started with NHL head coach firing season, which starts early, and once it starts, it doesn't end. So I'm going to give you the next head coach.
It starts earlier than the NFL. And the NFL season starts like 2
the
months
NHL
before.
they pull the plug like there's no tomorrow. It's absolutely outstanding. And then the best part is then a guy that gets fired gets a new job and a 5-year contract. So this guy who wasn't expected to be fired gets fired. And anyway, write this down. The Red Wings' Derek Lalonde, Lalonde, will be the next coach fired. Next NHL coach fired.
Okay.
Derek Lalonde of the Red Wings will be the next coach to be shown the door.
And then he'll get another job in a year and a half.
No, he actually will probably go
else.
back to being an assistant in Tampa. I don't think he's going to get I don't think he's primed for a chance right away.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right, Dex, you're third and final.
All right. Mm-hmm. Write this down. I got a wrestling one here. So I don't know if you saw Raw, and Judd, I can't believe if you didn't see it on Monday, but the New Day.
I recorded it.
You recorded it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've watched it back 3 times. There's nothing you can tell me.
Oh, wow. It's like 9 hours of programming.
That's a lot of rewatching.
I got nothing to do.
The New Day is on thin ice right now. The great moment between Kofi and Xavier Woods, friend of the show, by the way. He's come on Score North before with Mackey and I.
Yeah, not the Vikings old safety, Cowboys old safety,
yes.
but like the wrestling Xavier Woods.
The wrestling Xavier Woods, not the same guy. So write this down. This is the first part of this is mostly, I think, a bunt, but I think the second part of it makes it the parlay and is quantifiable. So it's the New Day reunion on Monday Night Raw next week. They're going to, I believe, bring back Big E too. So write this down. Xavier Woods will turn on Kofi on next week's Monday Night Raw. And Big E will be a special guest referee for a match between the two between now and WrestleMania.
Oh, wow. I like
so
the second part
I think
of that.
Yeah, so I think the first part of this seems like it's inevitable. I will say there could be something where this wouldn't be correct for me, but like Xavier and Kofi make amends on that Monday episode, and then there's still a heel turn down the road at the Rumble or something where they cost each other an opportunity. But I think Xavier Woods turns on Kofi this week, and then Big E's the special guest referee between the two in a match. Write it down.
That would be, I'm in on that. That would be fun. All leading the road to WrestleMania. And then, okay, write this down here.
Write this down.
I'm going to say this. The Buffalo Bills will finally get back to the Super Bowl. The Buffalo Bills will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Okay. And off the record, I think this is the year that Josh Allen finally knocks off Patrick Mahomes. And maybe it's in Kansas City, but I think they're going to get back to the Super Bowl. And then we're going to have, everyone wants like Chiefs Lions. I think Bills Lions is maybe even the more epic matchup. So
100%.
So, all right.
Write this down.
On this Thanksgiving Eve here, as we await the Turkey of the Year Patrick Royce column. Appreciate you guys out there, the audience. You guys are awesome, and I think we're going to be back early next week. No scoop session here on Thursday with Thanksgiving, but you'll see us back on Minnesota Sports with Mackey and Judd after the long weekend here. But Purple Daily every single day. And also, if you haven't checked out Flagrant Howls, we have a lot to say about the way the Wolves lost that game to the Rockets last night. So check that out, too. And happy Thanksgiving from us.